the future of AI isn't just about rappers. It isn't just about singers. It isn't just about producers. It's about humans and AI working together. You've probably seen AI covers floating around, but what if I told you artists are already collaborating with AI in ways you've never heard of? So, what we're going to do today is to dive into some of the wildest, most unexpected AI collabs happening right now, currently, from indie creators to big name artists, and what they mean for the future of music. A lot of this, guys, we kind of already went over, but we're going to dive deeper into a full scope of it, okay? So here's the setup. AI music isn't just about TikTok covers, right? Or fake Drake leaks. It's becoming a legit part of creative process. And what we're seeing AI used to write melodies and lyrics, or generate voices and harmonies, or even co-produce entire tracks alongside humans. And for sure, artists are already cashing in on that. From Timbaland to Grimes, from experimental DJs to indie artists, AI collabs are popping up everywhere at this point. Let's break down the ones you probably did not know about. Now, like I said, we was already going to get into some of the stuff that we already got into before. And first up, we're talking about Grimes. So make sure y'all go check out my prior video on Grimes that we talked about when we dove deeper into it, right? So basically, she straight up told fans, use my voice with AI. Just give me 50% of the royalties. And then she launched Elf.Tech, a platform that lets you upload your own song and have her AI voice sing it. Dope, y'all. We already went over that, all right? That flipped the script. Instead of fighting AI, she leaned into it, right? Turning fans into collaborators. That is unheard of. I cannot stress that enough, and you will see it on the full video. Some of the results, shockingly good. People are dropping synth pop bangers, rap features, even metal songs. Like, this is crazy. All with Grimes AI voice. It's not just a gimmick, it's a business model, and I think she's doing it well. Co-creation with your audience, right? So shout out to Grimes on that, and her creation in Elf.Tech. Then we talk about Timbaland. I just recently did a video on Timbaland, but this is some new information. So or new information to me, I should say, because in 2023 he actually dropped the track featuring AI generated voice of Notorious B.I.G. And we're gonna get into a source that provides that information. And basically it was on Billboard, right? So over one of his beats that he created, let's see, this don't even go into it that deep like I thought it would, and I have to subscribe in order for it to even show us the full article. So scrap that. But basically this sparked controversy. Fans were torn between that's legendary and that's disrespectful. Anytime you're dealing with a legend, especially a legend that has passed, this is kind of what happens when you use maybe old verse or anything like that. It could be a very sensitive situation. So here's the twist. Timbaland himself admitted the tech needs transparency, like blockchain tags, right? So fans know when an AI voice is generated, or when the voice is AI generated. And we also talked about this in the video where Timbaland want to sign an AI artist, right? So still, the collab showed the potential. AI can bring voices from the past into today's studio sessions. What I like about this is that we also talked about that when it comes to the Beatles and how they were able to take a very seamless track or something that was recorded, and you had to filter the voice. AI was able to bring that to life, like he was in the studio, right? So whether you agree with it or not, It's already happening. And that's what I be trying to tell y'all a lot of the times, that, don't fight it, lean into it like Grimes did, and understand that AI is a tool, not a replacement. So, we kind of gotta get become one on that saying, right? And change our perspective to the use, or how to use AI. So then what you have, there's a song that broke the internet called Heart on My Sleeve, right? An anonymous creator used AI to clone Drake and The Weeknd's voices. Now, in my eyes, this is genius. And the track went viral, hitting millions of plays before Universal pulled it down. And this makes me wonder, like, you can't even call this controversy, because AI or Universal allowed it to play so many times, I'm guessing to get money off of it. You know what I'm saying? So AI is kind of helps in certain ways when you think of it. So the scary part is fans thought it was fire, like they genuinely better than some official drops, right? So it's almost like Drake and The Weeknd probably wanted us to think it was them for as long as we possibly could. You get what I'm saying? So, and labels, they were watching closely, as I said, because why did they let it play millions of times? Thinking, what if we controlled this instead of random fans, right? So here's one that most people miss, right? On to the next one. We talked about Grimes, we talked about Drake and The Weeknd. In the EDM and underground scenes, AI is already being credited as co-producers. That's insane. So you telling me, when I want to publish a record and I go through BMI, I have to put AI on there, as to get some of the royalties? I don't know, like that's my first thought to that, right? So artists are using AI generated stems, bass lines, chord progressions, drum kits, and then finishing the track themselves. And this is pretty much what people have been doing the whole time, since the days where it was instruments only, right? So I'm kind of like, I'm not all the way there on why this is even a thought for real, right? So some DJs even list AI tools like Suno, which we are very aware of if you watch this channel, AIVA, or Amper, the liner notes, like they're actual collaborators. So we know that Suno is behind, the big artists, I believe Zanea Monet. So those type of things, right? It's subtle, but it's changing the workflow. Instead of digging through sample packs for hours, artists prompt AI, get a vibe, and build from there. And in my opinion, if it's too much of that, and more and more indie artists get a whiff of that, and more fans understand that's what's happening, we're going to get very equipped and very on the brub of knowing that's AI. And are we okay with that is the question, right? So think about it. In a few years, seeing produced by, and I just talked about this when it came to publishing a song through BMI. Think about seeing produced by let's just say Timbaland and AI. What? It might become normal. So we have to think about those type of things, and that's why the controversial even happens, right? Or the controversy even happens. So what does this all mean? Let's talk about that. What does it all mean, right? AI isn't just replacing artists, it's becoming a collaborator, right? Sometimes that's respectful, like Grimes co-creating with fans. Sometimes it's controversial, like Timbaland using Biggie's voice. And sometimes it's disruptive, like Heart on My Sleeve, fooling everyone. But one thing is clear. The line between human and AI music is blurring fast. And if you're an AI artist, the question isn't if you'll collab with AI, it's when. guys, we have to lean into it a little bit more, but we have to lean into it the right way. And that's when it comes down to how it's blurring. It shouldn't really be blurring. It should be, okay, like for instance, when Timbaland mentioned it should have a tag at the beginning of each song to even know that it's AI, right? We should have some kind of policies in place, like will.i.am mentioned, so that things like this won't transpire. So neither here nor there. When are you going to start using it? But also, how are you going to use it to stay out of the realm of I can't even think of my finished thought, but basically you just want to stay out of the way of stay out of harm's way of the negativity that it can do. So we can't just use AI. We do have to know how to use it appropriately, right? And of course, more laws got to get in place for that to even happen. So here's the bottom line: AI collabs aren't just hype; they're shaping most of music. They're shaping the future of music, right? From underground producers to global superstars. Some will feel inspiring, some will feel wrong, but all of them will force us to ask, what does creativity mean when collaborator isn't human, right? So here's a quick cheat sheet. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna place that in the description, so I'm not even gonna go through it with y'all. Just check out the description. You'll be able to catch the cheat sheet of everything that we've covered. And what I want to do right now is ask you guys, which one of these collabs do you think is cool, and which ones do you think cross the line? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this video gave you something to think about, hit like so more people can also see it. Let's continue this discussion. All right. And subscribe for more deep dives into where music and AI generated. Okay. I'm gonna see if we can dive deeper into the Timbaland and Biggie, see what more we can get from there, see what more we can get from the Drake and The Weeknd situation, just so we can understand what's going on behind the scenes, so that as artists and as people that's into AI, we don't get trapped in situations like this, or we don't come in blindly, I should say, right? So neither here nor there. Stop searching, start listening, guys, and you already know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna catch you at the next one.